Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on Court Farms. So today we're going to be finishing off the potato harvest which we started last week. We haven't really got too much left to do, so it should be done in no time. You might just about see in our wing mirror here that we have got a very long header on the back. And we're just going to have to cause a little bit of chaos on the road just while we open these gates, because what we're doing is we're just going to see our fattening chickens. You probably remember that a couple of weeks ago we actually lost everything, and it was a bit unfortunate really. We even lost all of our animals, which is even more unfortunate because if it was just the vehicles we could just replace them, but the animals, they had all gone. Now when I swapped the version of Sandy Bay over to the latest version, I actually edited the vehicle's XML file to add the animals back, and I don't usually like doing that, but it wasn't realistic that they just disappeared in the first place anyway, so I just put them all back in again. The only thing is that none of them are now ready to be sold. Before, when we were on the fattening installations page, we had the chickens here, and the slaughter weight was quite good actually. I think it was about 40. We had about 40 chickens to sell. So unfortunately, we are starting back at square one. However, because I've added all the products that they need to live, total mixed ration, grain, earth, fruit, silage, water and straw, they should soon be back on track again. Probably good for them because it means they're not going to be killed for a little while longer, but it's not too good for us because we're not going to be making too much money. Now I've done this for all of the animals which we owned. We have got everything back again as they were. We did realistically fill all the troughs before, but because we've lost it, I've just added it in the XML file. So hopefully that all goes down quite well. Good to see that they're all back because we did lose everything and it was a bit of a shame really. But we're back on track. So let's go and take this long tractor, well not a long tractor at all, a long header to the yard. The combine is still at the shop. We'll leave it there for now. I just need to find a good place to turn around. I guess I could have turned around in there, but if we just go through here, I'm sure there'll be somewhere. This opens up new avenues of exploration. Ooh, not been over here before. Don't know if I like the idea of going over here with the header. Just about. Right, let's just spin around. It's someone else's field. Sounds like there's a chicken stuck under the bridge. Anyway, off we go. Let's go back to Court Farm and we'll go right out of here I think. It's probably quicker and easier. We will shut the gate again because we don't need that open. So yeah, last week we started the potato harvest. We split it into 3 sections. That was mainly for when we were doing the irrigating, but it has actually worked out quite well when it comes to harvesting because we can just do it in sections. We've done 2, we've got 1 left, so we're 2/3 of the way there. It's not going to take too much longer. We've got 2 harvesters on the go, so all we have to do is drop this off, get the tractor and trailer, the John Deere again, get them going, and that'll be pretty much it for today. But one other thing I do want to do is go up to the top farm. I always forget the name, Ladybank Farm, which is where the pigs are located. And I really want to see how it's getting on over there because we've now got the pigs, added the things they need to live, so giving them a big kickstart, and hopefully we'll be doing some slaughtering soon. We'll have to get our slaughtering trailer out again, the livestock trailer. And from now on I'm going to do a secondary backup as well as the automatic backup. I'm going to do a secondary one so that if we do lose everything again, then it's not a problem. We can just add it all back. Wow, that field's regrown quickly. So it doesn't need to be anywhere in particular. I'm just going to drop it down over here, somewhere out of the way. Yeah, over here. Good place for it. Well designed little areas for parking the header on. And we'll probably keep the tractor on it because we'll probably need the tractor again soon for towing this anyway. So we'll turn that off, we'll get into the John Deere, which is just here. Let's get this started up. We've already got the Marshall trailer on the back. Nice green one to suit, and we should probably put the volume up a little bit. It's a bit too quiet, that I think. And once we get to the field, let's get everything started up. Now they do have a tendency to want to go wherever they want, these two harvesters. I think it's probably to do with the way I laid out the field. You wouldn't have thought it would be a problem, but they do seem to just sort of wander. Once they get to the end, they just decide to go anywhere they want, which is a bit weird. So you've got to keep an eye on them. We will park the tractor just somewhere where we've already harvested. Should be fine there. And let's get these started up. As you can see, they decided to already begin a pass of the field here. So I'll finish this off, I think, just to make it easier. And then once we get closer to the end, I will set the auto combine off and they can go from there. Might have one going on one side and one on the other, just so they don't crash, but they probably will do. They tend to. But yeah, not bad so far. We've got all of that done. And I seem to remember showing the amount of potatoes we had in storage. It was very impressive. Right, that one should be okay, but we'll have to just make sure. And now for the other one. This one can start at the top and it can go down the other side. How's the other one doing? So far so good. It might get you a bit confused where it cuts into the field here, and it also did the same thing in the middle. I really don't know why it did that, but it is going to confuse it, I'm sure. Right, we should be able to set that off now. Come on, get on track, go on. There, stay there, right. Oh, so, they're both going. And once this one in front of us turns around, we will unload it. This time though, luckily, we're actually ahead of the game. We have got two harvesters on the go, both of them not very full, so we should be able to keep up with them. Last time, we were struggling a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. I could have done with something a little bit bigger on the back, but this is fine. It's a good tractor as well. It's a very good tractor. So, nice to use. That is where it's going to get confused. I reckon when it turns round, if it turns round, once it hits that spot, I bet it knocks it off course. If it doesn't, it's very impressive. I'll turn around ready. Ah, spinning around this way. Reckon it's got confused again. That's better. Right, I did it manually just because I knew it was going to get confused anyway. So we now should be back on track. I will reduce the auto speed and we'll put it to about 6. It's probably about 5 though, the harvester. Oh no, it is 6. Get that unloaded. Is that one done? Oh look, the other one's crashed. Yeah, so next time I do this, whenever it may be, it's probably going to be quite a long time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a much bigger border to the field. Clearly, this just wasn't big enough. Okay, sorted once again. I'll just unload what few potatoes there are in this one into the trailer, just so it doesn't have to wait, and then we'll go and tip. Yeah, that didn't take long, but a good amount in the trailer. At least we're not going too empty, 95%. So we'll head over back to the farm. That one's managing it okay. Oh, crushing the potatoes. Hate doing that. So yeah, they should technically be fine, but they do tend to come off course. There's nothing really to distract them now because it's nice and rectangular, but yeah, they could still crash. And at the end of the harvest we'll check and see how much we've got in storage. Before the harvest the storage was totally empty, so at the end of all this, whatever we've got is all from that field. Nothing has been sold, it's all come to this storage point. Right, it happened again, and I think because it's happening every time I leave them now, I'm just going to drive one of them myself. It's probably a lot easier. The harvester there is almost full. I can't really drive them when I'm taking the tractor and trailer, but I'll always drive them when I've got nothing else to do. I think once I get to the end of here, I'll spin it round and then set it off on the worker. Fingers crossed it'll continue on its own, but it probably won't do. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's obviously something to do with the layout, because Auto Combine is a fantastic mod. Never had a problem with it before. It's just this field, so it must be the design I gave when I was laying out the headland when we were doing the irrigating. As usual, they're getting to the other end at pretty much the same time, so they're going to crash again. However, we're almost done, so it doesn't matter too much. Just get this load tipped, and then I think it's just one more after this, and then we're done. So we have one tipped over in a hedge and one almost full. I wonder if it's the same one every time which messes up. I haven't actually considered that. Maybe it is. And they all go into the potato box and then into the cold store. It's a good size heap. So there we go, that one is just finishing off everything and then we're done. The other one can be sacked. Well, I don't know about you, but I would say that is a bit of a pathetic excuse for a decent potato harvester driver. That is terrible. Although, this gives us a great opportunity to inspect our tracks. Anyway, that one is just about to finish. There is a tiny bit just at the far end which has been missed, but other than that, we are done. That one should spin around and finish that. So we'll just head down here, neaten things up a bit, and that really is field complete. And it hasn't taken too long. It's taken a while, but they're not very big machines, so, well, intake-wise, they're obviously huge machines, but yeah, it's, for the size of the intake, I would say it hasn't taken too long. And that is field completed. I will load this into this trailer. And we'll take the traction trailer up there to unload the other one. There we go. I think it's sorted everything out up there. I think it has finished. There we go. Both of them empty, all into the trailers, and we're now ready to go and tip our final load and see how much we've actually got out of this field. After that, we'll drop the trailer off and then we'll head up to Ladybank Farm. There we go. That was the final one. We'll park this down here. I'll put the trailer in the shed. And then we will check and see how much we've got. Okay, so we'll pull all the hydraulic hoses out. Right, well, I don't think they make quite that noise. Yes, you take them out of the spool valve and hook them over there. Let's take that off, good. And let's go back up here and just check and see how much we've got in there. Here goes. Potatoes, 303,751 litres. That is fantastic. So all we have to do now is wait for the price to go up or wait for a great demand, and we'll have an absolute fortune sitting in there. We will need some of it though for our livestock, mainly for the chickens take it for some reason, but mainly for the pigs and also the cows. They take it as well. The fattening cows, they take any root crops, so sugar beet or potatoes. But yes, up to Ladybank Farm. These two fields are the two which we harvested. We did oilseed rape in these two fields. We should probably do something with them. It's just I'm trying to, probably from now on, I'm going to try and do some other fields because we've already been to these ones. There's so many fields on this map which we have totally neglected. We're not really even seen them. So I think we should probably try and buy some more. We do have quite a bit of money now. We can afford another field at least. So that might be quite a good idea to go and find a good one. Maybe you could recommend a good one. Anyway, this is our pig shed, and here they all are. They've got everything they need for now, bedding and food, and out here they've got the water, root crops and the grain. So they are of course going to produce slurry and the manure, so we're also going to get some products out of them, and when they're ready to be slaughtered, we'll take them to market, and we should make a fair bit out of them as well. So really, we're at that stage now where everything is complete. We don't really have anything in particular to do. We can really do anything we want. We're just waiting for everything to mature and be ready. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.